and welcome to another UC Partner Trend session. Today I'm joined by Jim Murphy, CEO of Broadvoice. Welcome to the show, Jim. How are you?
Very good. How are you, David?
I'm fantastic, thank you. I'm very excited for our conversation today. We're going to be talking about how partners can leverage CX tools to unlock new margins and build out their portfolios in a more meaningful way. So, Jim, before we get into that discussion, do you want to give us a quick introduction to yourself and Broadvoice?
Sure. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Broadvoice. We offer unified communications, contact center, AI, and customer experience solutions in North America, South America, and Europe. And we're very proud of the fact that ever since the beginning of our company, we've been a channel-first company.
Great. So let's get into that first question then. Let's start with a bit of a scene setter. How's the landscape for CX tools evolved in the past 3 years? What are you seeing? What are those sort of key trends that you've seen emerge over that time?
Great question. When people think about customer experience, they're thinking about chatbots or advanced IVRs or omnichannel, and those are all elements to it. But I think when a customer, and more specifically a partner, think about customer experience, you first have to really think about customer journey. It all starts there. So a customer and partner have to kind of come together and map out what that customer journey is going to look like. And then it's about plugging in the products and features that are going to help that customer journey all the way through. The portfolio of options now is almost mind-boggling. So it's difficult, but it always is going to start with mapping out that customer journey.
Yeah, you're right. There are so many tools to choose from a partner perspective. Maybe let's get into some specifics then. In what specific ways do you believe channel partners can really capitalize on this CX landscape you kind of mentioned there and unlock those new revenue streams? And if you've got any examples of successful partners in that area, that'd be great to hear as well.
Sure. I think back to the early days of the channel where, the number one thing you're selling was either a voice circuit or a data circuit. And I think what we're seeing now is an evolution into more integrated software solutions. And, oftentimes this means the partner is educating customers on these technologies. And it also means they're delivering a solution to a problem that the customer may not have even realized they had. I have a great example that comes to mind is that we had a partner that had an opportunity. It was a large pizza chain. And you think that's pretty vanilla for a simple UCaaS product or something like that. And how are they going to separate themselves from the competition? And, the partner had worked with us a while. They understood our advanced IVR and our AI. And so they actually said, hey, they pitched to the customer, you're taking all your pizza orders over the phone by hand. What if we just used AI and a voice bot to actually take the orders for you and free up those people behind that? And we set up a quick demo with a partner. The partner ran it for the customer. The customer loved it. Boom, landed the sale. So, I think the two aspects that successful partners they have deep knowledge of the technology and the solutions. You don't have to know how every single thing works, but you have to have the concepts down of what you can and can't do. And the other one is those partners that kind of come with that out of the box thinking. I thought that pizza thing was amazing. So I was like, wow, that was great. And that's how partners win deals.
Yeah, I mean that's a really great tangible example of what this technology can do. We're going to pick up on AI in a few questions time, but I'm really keen to hear your thoughts on that specifically. So next question. I mean, this is a fast moving market. The technology seems to be just coming on leaps and bounds. How's Broadvoice really tackling that pace of change and ensuring your CX tools, your solutions remain relevant and competitive in this sort of marketplace?
I think the best way for any provider to fail is to try to be everything to everybody, and so we're not trying to do that. What we do is we try to split our development cycles into halves. what 50% of that resource is going to go to what are our partners saying they need to be able to get in front of more opportunities. And the other one is, where is the market headed? So we try to take a very long look with our product managers to say, we think the market is headed in this direction. Let's start building features and functionality to that end. But the other half of it is we want to make sure that we're getting that feedback constantly from our partners to say, what do we need to win? And I think that balance right there, it's a fine line, but that's been successful for us.
Great. So AI, let's talk about AI. It's really great to hear some of your partners already utilizing that technology in a really meaningful way. But I mean, what role do you see AI playing and machine learning playing in the future of CX? And how can channel partners leverage these technologies to their advantages? And you had your pizza shop example there. I'm sure there's a whole host of other areas your partners are having success as well.
Yeah. Every new product or new technology is going to go through a life cycle. And so for the next 2 years, I really think that partners are going to be at the forefront of educating customers on the capabilities, because customers, they hear this buzzword, but they don't really know what it's about or how they can utilize it. And I'm sure that in some larger companies, they're getting pressure from the top down to say, hey, go find this AI thing and make us more efficient. They don't really know what that means. So, for the next couple of years, the partners are going to be at the forefront of educating those customers, which I think is a great opportunity for them to get in there and be that trusted advisor and start winning the trust and winning the deals. But in a couple of years, it's going to be table stakes. Everyone's going to have, is going to expect it. So we really look at it in 3 different ways. We look at it as a pre-call, a during call, and a post-call. So, if you think about the pre-call, that's like your voice bots or your chat bots. That's a company that wants to become more efficient by eliminating a lot of those cases before they actually reach a human being. And so that's an important aspect. And it can be, you're talking not just voice, but voice and chat. And then the during call, you think about agent assist, where we're talking on the phone and I've got a problem and the AI is also listening. And based on the knowledge base of your company, it's feeding you solutions to say, this is what the problem Jim's having, use this as a solution. And that's making the humans much more efficient in their operation, those human agents. And then on the third one, it's post-call. And so post-call, you think of it as your QA reporting, sentiment analysis. Was the customer upset? Did David use the 3 upsell items, for this call, or did he miss one? And so I think that's also making those agents more efficient and the company more efficient. So, like I said, I think these are going to become table stakes in the next couple of years, but partners have a fantastic opportunity right now to get these solutions in front of customers where it's really a buzzword. It's really what they want.
Yeah, it absolutely is a buzzword. I mean, I was speaking to some industry folks recently, and everyone's saying they want AI. They know it's they can elicit these efficiency and productivity gains by using AI. But they don't necessarily know how to make that step into AI in the appropriate manner. So that you're absolutely right. Partners, there's a massive opportunity right there. So let's move on to omni-channel communication platforms. What role do they play in customer experience today, and how can partners really help their customers integrate these platforms into their existing workflows to really maximize that CX?
It's interesting because companies have to connect with customers on how they want to communicate. And what we found is there's a variety of ways that people want to communicate. There's a lot of companies that have not even embraced a chat or SMS, and what we're finding is customers saying, hey, I texted you my problem. They didn't even realize that customers are texting them. We turn on the text messaging for them and text enable their main number, and all of a sudden they're like, I had no idea all these customers are trying to reach out to me through text. Like, yeah, it's probably been like that for the last couple of years. So between chat on the front end, on the website, through video interactions, I think it's a ton of different methods, and companies have to follow how customers want to engage with them. So that's really how CX is designed, is right. How do you want that experience to be with those customers? And partners unfortunately, they have to keep up with all the different methods to do that. Luckily, providers, including Broadvoice, have a ton of self-guided materials on their websites and their learning materials to help partners keep up pace with all those ways that customers want to be interacting with companies, and the different solutions to do that. And then, also you've got to lean on your sales engineers. I mean, they're the ones who are in the trenches every day, and that understand exactly, hey, this is the solution in this case. And once the partner's been through that a couple times, they're like, I got this. I know exactly what to do. I've experience with these types of solutions. And yeah, the first couple times may be a little daunting. Lean on the sales engineers.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Jim, and we've spoken in a lot of different areas here. Omnichannel, AI, machine learning. Let's leave our audience with some top tips, if you like, before we end today's session. What are your top tips for partners that are out there now? They want to build like a successful CX portfolio. What are your top pieces of advice for them?
I have two pieces of advice as I think about this. Number one, always be learning. And I know I touched on this earlier, but it's true. I mean, I've never seen the pace of change move as quickly as it is right now. And it's difficult. Partners, they're saying, hey, I need to spend my time going out there and generating opportunities, generating leads, but they always got to be learning. And they've got to be leaning into the resources that they have to understand what are those new technologies. The worst that can happen is that they go and they pitch something and then the customer says, well, what about this? And they don't know what that technology is or how that even fits. So, lean on your providers for that constant stream of knowledge to at least update you. You don't have to be a mile deep, but you probably need to be a couple inches deep and a mile wide in terms of your knowledge, like an oil slick of knowledge. The second thing is the most successful partners are the ones that come with solutions. Oftentimes I still see, partners that are usually young in the channel, they're just leading with price and they're not going to succeed. But the ones that actually come with a solution, price is never even in question. It never even comes up. When you've got the solution and you put that in front of the customer, and to my point earlier, sometimes you're bringing a solution to a problem the customer didn't even know they had. I mean, those are the partners that are most successful.
Yeah, I completely agree. We're seeing this across the board around business outcomes, and especially with AI coming to the fore as well. This complex technology here, you've got to lead with the actual solution to the problem, right? So, Jim, I think that's a really great place to end today's discussion. I'd just like to say thank you so much for coming along and sharing some of your insights.
It's been a pleasure.
And thank you for watching. You've been watching me, David Dungay, on UC Today. If you like today's discussion, please give us a like and a share on social media. That's it from me. See you next time.